I had a comment on one of my older videos on projectors in business. I'll link that specific video here. And they asked, why is it so cringy when a projector initiates? If you're somebody who's ever been on the receiving end of projector guidance when you didn't ask for it, whether you're a projector or any other human design type, you'll know exactly what this person is talking about. It's cringeworthy. That is, it feels really bad. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why it is that it feels so cringy when a projector initiates, and I'll give you an analogy that helped me immensely in my early days as a projector to stop initiating and really understand the power of waiting for the invitation. Let's do it. If you know very much about the projector aura, that is our energy field, the thing that our body lives in, right? Our aura is said to penetrate deeply into one person at a time. This is the way I teach my clients. This is the way I learned many, many years ago about how our aura operates, even though most of us can't see auras. If you can, great, tell me in the comments. I'd love to know what you can see about people's different human design types and auras. And when I first heard this language of penetrating aura, I had this realization it was about 10 years ago now, and served me really well ever since, to realize, well, hang on, if my energy as a projector is penetrating deeply into one person at a time, don't I need consent? Like, isn't it very, very similar to having sex with a person? And so that's the way I viewed it, and I teach my clients of like, would you want to make sure that you had the consent of another person if you were having sex with them? And of course, the clients that I serve, good, loving humans that they are like, yeah, why are you even asking? And so what I want you to know is, as a projector, it's the same. It's the same principle that we need to use when we're ready to guide somebody. See, just because you can penetrate and see deeply into the heart and soul of another person doesn't mean you have any right or any consent to tell them what you see. And having this realization made it so viscerally alive for me of like, oh, I don't want to do that, right? And anytime I accidentally forget, because, you know, like less and less these days, I still occasionally mess it up with my family who I adore and just want to help. But in so many areas of my life over my human design experiment, I have weeded out this behavior of all of the different contexts in which I could accidentally initiate instead of waiting. And anytime that I would accidentally fall back into that pattern, or a new situation would highlight where that conditioning was still stuck in me, all I needed was another well-meaning projector to give me fucking advice that I didn't ask for. And then I would have that experience in my body of like, oh, that feels gross. What are they doing? Well, I just want them to shut up already, right? And so I would have that reminder of like, Carolyn, this is what you're doing. This is how it feels, right? So if you are somebody who, wherever you are in your journey with human design, like understanding how to wait for the invitation as a projector, it sounds on paper like it could be really simple, but it's not freaking easy, right? If you have any level of conditioning that says you have to initiate or even respond, then you're going to be going about life thinking that this whole wait for the invitation thing is impossible. So it's super important to prioritize deconditioning, and I'll put a link up here and in the video description for at least one video on deconditioning. When you prioritize deconditioning, it will be so much easier for you to wait for the invitation to stop freaking initiating. And then you won't be one of those cringeworthy projectors who's giving their well-meaning advice when nobody's asked for it. And what is wonderful is in the space that is created, the right people and the right opportunities and the right invitations can find you. Because here's the thing, if you're accidentally still initiating all over the place or responding, it's the same. Like, it's not correct for you as a projector, just like it's not correct for me. It's not correct for the 21% of the population that are like us. If you're busy initiating or responding instead of waiting for invites, there's no space, because you're off here doing things that weren't correct for you, right? That are not part of your soul's path. Instead, if you pause and you just hold your tongue and you don't say the thing and you don't try and make things happen, then there is the space for all this gold to come in. And I can only tell you that with such conviction, because I have walked myself through this process of deconditioning sufficiently to be able to really experiment and understand the magic, the profound magic that happens when we stop initiating and stop responding and create space for invitations to come in. And it is magic. I'll make sure I put some more videos on screen here and here that link to some other videos that might be really helpful. Maybe they'll be here or here. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the editing phase. And if you found this video really helpful, share it with a projector who is trying really, really hard to follow their human design strategy and just can't get it. And hopefully this analogy will be helpful for them, and maybe they can share it too.